Welcome back. This is 7.7 compound interest. So we are going to solve some application problems involving exponential equations. So we've already talked a little bit about interest. So compound interest is compounded continuously. It's just like it says, which means the balance increases a small amount every instant. So the interest is paid on both the principal and on any accumulating interest as well. And so we did talk about this previously, but the compounded continuously formula is this: A equals P times E to the RT. So A is the balance, P is the principal, which is the initial amount. E is a number, the rational number E. R is the interest rate. And remember that we write that as a decimal. And T is the time, which is always in years. Okay, and then we also have compounded, we're just going to put N. We've seen monthly, annually, semi-annually, quarterly in our last unit. And remember, that formula is A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT. Okay, and remember, N is the number of compounding. So if it's monthly, it's 12. If it's quarterly, it's 4. If it's semi-annually, it's 2. If it's annually, it's 1. Okay, everything else is the same. So A is still the balance and P is still the principal, R is still the rate, T is still the time. Why are we coming back to these? Well, now that we know how to use logs, we can solve more of these equations. So when we solve these application problems, we're going to start with these equations, but we might have to solve for the rate or the time, or something that's in the variable. And so now we know how, in the exponent. And so now we know how to do that. So just remember that if we compound continuously, we're going to rewrite this as a natural log, right? Because it has the E there. And if we're just talking about compounded monthly, annually, etc., we're just going to rewrite it as common log, right? Which is base 10. So let's look at an example. A bank offers an interest rate of 5.5% that is compounded continuously. How much money do you need to invest to have $10,000 in 12 years? Round to the nearest dollar. So 5.5% compounded continuously. How much money do you need to have how much do you need to invest to have, so you want $10,000 in 12 years. So first thing I'm going to notice here is that there is compounded continuously. So, whoops, wrong pen. A equals P times E to the RT. So let's see what we have here. Okay, my rate is 5.5%. Compounded continuously, so I have the right formula. How much do you need to invest to have $10,000 in 12 years? So time is 12. Now, the balance, that's that 10,000. And so this is what we're looking for, right? So let's fill in what we know. We have 10,000 equals P times E to the 0.055 times 12. So this is just like what we did in Unit 6. So this is no different. I'm going to evaluate on my calculator E to the 0.055 times 12. Remember that button is just above your natural log, your ln button. So I get 10,000 equals 1.935 times P. And then I'm just going to divide by that. I'm using the answer function on my calculator, so it stores the number without rounding. So if you rounded, you might get something that's a little bit different, but it should still be close enough. And it says round to the nearest dollar, so I get 5168.5. So that would be 5,169 actually. Okay, so that's how much I would start with. That would be my initial investment there. All right. In this next one, though, it says you invest $575 into an account in 2010, and by 2016, your account has doubled. The bank you go to has an interest that has the interest compounded continuously. What is the interest rate to the nearest tenth of a percent? So first, let's identify what we know. We invest $575 in 2010, and by 2016, your account has doubled. The bank has the interest rate compounded continuously. What is the interest rate to the nearest tenth of a percent? So we know, I did it again. We know that because it's compounded continuously, this is my formula. But let's go through what we have. Oops, not E. We know E. It's the same every time. And what we need. All right, so $575, that's what I'm investing, so that's my principal. My rate, I don't know. That's what I'm looking for. My time, well, I'm going from 2010 to 2016, so that would be 6 years. And then if I'm going to double in that amount of time, my balance is 1150 or 575 times 2. All right, so I'm just going to plug in what I have now. So 1150 equals 575 times e to the r times 6. So now you can see my variable is up here in the exponent. So this is a little bit different than what we did before. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is divide by 575 to get my exponential piece by itself. And that should be 2, right? Because the whole point of this is that it's doubling in that amount of time. So I get 2 equals e to the 6r. I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. So now we're back to what we just talked about previously with solving these exponential equations. And so we get to this point with the exponential piece isolated. And so my next step is that I need to rewrite it in logarithmic form. So because I have an e, I'm going to use the natural log. So it would be log base e, which we know is the natural log of 2 equals 6r. And remember, natural log of 2 is just a number, so I'm going to evaluate that. I get 0.693 equals 6r, so then divide by 6. And again, I'm using the answer feature on my calculator, so my rounding could be a little bit different than yours if you're rounding as you go. And I get 0.116. So nearest tenth of a percent, my rate would be 11.6% interest. Okay, let's look at one more. How long to the nearest tenth of a year will it take $1,000 to grow to $36,000 $3,600 at 8% annual interest compounded continuously? All right, so A equals part, because we have the compounded continuously in there. I'm starting with 1,000, so that's my principal. I want to get to 3,600, and my rate is 8%. I'm looking for my time. Okay, so I'm going to fill in what I know. Okay, so 3,600 equals 1,000 e to the 0.08 t. So again, how do I solve this? First, I divide by 1,000 because I want my exponential expression by itself. So I should get 3.6 equals e to the 0.08 t. And again, once that's by itself, I know I need to switch it to logarithmic form. When I have log base e, that's natural log of 3.6 equals 0.8 t. Natural log of 3.6 is 1.28. And then I'm going to divide by 0.08. So I should get t equals, to the nearest tenth of a year, I should get 16.0. So 16 years. All right, and then lastly, I just wanted to look at one that wasn't compounded continuously. So this is not all the examples in your packet. If you want to give those a try, you're more than welcome to. But number 4 says a total of 7,500 is invested at an interest rate of 4.5%. So 7,500, 4.5%. Find the amount of money in the account after 13 years. If it is compounded monthly, round to the nearest cent. So we're just going to review this formula. A equals P1 plus R over N to the NT. So I need A, P, R, N, T. All right, so a total of 7,500 is invested. That's my principal. Well, can't write today. Rate is 4.5%. Compounded monthly, so N is 12, and time is 13. So this one is just a plug and chug because I'm looking for the balance. So I'm just plugging in everything I know. So 7,500, 1 plus 0.045 over 12, 12 times 13. So I'm plugging this into my calculator exactly as it is, 7,500 times 1 plus 0.045 over 12 to the 12 times 13, and that gives me a balance of $13,447.71. Okay, so that's just a reminder on that equation. You may have to use this equation to solve for either the number of compoundings N or T for time, but that would act just like the previous problems we did, except instead of using the natural log, you're going to just use the common log, okay? Or any, whatever it tells you, whatever the base is that you're going to need to use. All right, so that is 7.7, compounding interest.